Hello and welcome to another episode of my daily movie room videos. And today is an Amazon pickups video. So I don't normally have one of these on a Tuesday unless I have some other stuff come from Amazon or stuff's late. But as I mentioned in yesterday's video and previously, I was in London yesterday and I wasn't able to shoot my normal Amazon pickups video because I didn't get back till 11 o'clock and I like to have these videos up at 7. Luckily, some of the things that came last week were late. I think they came over 3 days, including the Monday. So I did 2 videos yesterday that went live. They were the Amazon pickups from last week. So it was quite handy. I didn't have to worry about having to do another video. So as I said, I was going to cover the Monday releases, which is yesterday. Cover those in this video. There is 2 or 3 things that I haven't had, but some those I think have been pushed back. I think Hatchet for the Honeymoon's been pushed back, and there's a couple others I haven't checked, but I don't think there's anything else due this week, so there should be everything. If anything else does turn up, then I'll do in a separate video, but yeah. So I've got 5 things here. 2 things I didn't actually order till last weekend. I think it was the end of last week, just because I forgot to get around to order them. But this is one that I had ordered previously, and it was supposed to come out a couple of weeks ago, but it got pushed back. And this is Only Fools and Horses, the 80 special, and it's 80 specials, I'll say. And it's got Hollenbach, A Royal Flush, Frog's Legacy, Dates, and The Jolly Boys Outing. Now, they haven't put out any other episodes. I'm not surprised they actually put these out on Blu-ray. So I've got these hand. So these are basically what I'm replacing. So this is Jolly Boys Outing. This is Dates. We've got Frog's Legacy. Got a Royal Flush. Now this one mentions it's got the 2004 version. So originally it was 76 minutes long, and then he cut down to 58 minutes because he wasn't overly happy with it. This is one they basically finished editing, I think, Christmas Day morning for broadcast of the day. So it was a real rush to get it done. And I think he was off in France or somewhere doing something for Just Good Friends. So yeah, quite rushing that one. But the longer version was only available on the collection, the DVD magazine collection, that had just the longer version on. So I only had a longer version on that, and then this had the shorter version. I don't know if the DVD magazine thing came, I can't remember when that came out, because I thought it would be before 2004, because that's when he re-edited it, but perhaps it didn't. I don't know, I can't remember now. It's been a while. But then probably my favourite, the specials, to Hollenbach. And they don't have any special features on these. They've got, that doesn't mention anything anyway, but I think they've all got, well, special features, scene selection. I wouldn't really call that a special feature. But yeah, so I bought the DVD magazine collection, then I ended up buying these as well, because I kind of wanted them in this sort of thing. And obviously didn't want to get rid of the DVD magazine collection one, because they had obviously they're numbered and they had an image across the spine. And obviously had a longer version of the Royal Flush. But now I've got this Blu-ray set. I'm kind of thinking, do I really want to keep these now? Because, not to say they will do any more Only Fools and Horses in Blu-ray, but I suppose if these sell, they may do some other special sets, and then perhaps they'll do the series. You know, whether they do like a box set of the series or individual ones, I don't know. I mean, these are specials though. Like these, they've got standalone releases, so they weren't part of a series. I think they only really made 6 series anyway. Might be possibly 7, or I think it was 6. And then basically they did do specials after that. So yeah, possibly they made some more of these Blu-rays. Bit like my one of the might be Porco Rosso or Prince of Mononoke. I had the issue with it was got a little squash to the top. It's a little crease on there like I had on the other one, but it's not too bad. The spine was a bit buckled, but again, it wasn't damaged, and the rest of it's fine. So I'm not bothered about getting a replacement for that. I wasn't sure what packaging was going to come in. We've got a digipack, so we've got that there. We've got some artwork inside, and then we've got a booklet. Excuse the plaster, so my finger's a bit sore, so I had to put that on there. So we've got some details, overviews of the episodes when they're broadcast. Then the edits. So as you know, over time they made different edits to the series due to music and also like basically like language, sort of terms that obviously people don't put up now. But I don't know these particular any other edits. I can't think this is probably as it was broadcast. So obviously turn on back, no edits. Raw Flush, you get both versions. And I think it says here somewhere about give people the choice which one they want to watch. Because the longer version, you know, make Del look a bit horrible. They did cut that down a bit, but they couldn't do so much because obviously you need to leave certain things in there, and it's difficult like what to cut out because especially if something's referenced later on. Frog Sex Scene, nothing. Dates now. You see on Dates and Jolly Boys Outing, they removed the GLR jingle, which is Great London Radio. I'm not sure where that is and what that features. I mean, I could find out and check it to the DVD. I'm assuming they've been able to remove that bit of audio, whether they've replaced it or taken it out, rather than cut the scene, because in the Jolly Boys Outing, there's a scene when they're in that club, and that lady's singing, and I don't know what that was cut out for, originally, but yeah, it's like a 4-minute scene, as it says there. I've seen that on YouTube, so I have seen the clip, and they've basically put it back in. So good to have that in there. I don't think they'll say there's any other cuts in here. Yeah, the GLR, I don't think exists anymore. I think it got bought out or turned into the station. So yeah, not sure why. I'll have to do a bit more investigation to that, see what was cut. But yeah, so a lot of the time was just down to music, because it's saying the music wasn't recorded separately to the dialogue. So maybe someone's singing or music's playing in the background and there's dialogue. You can't really cut, you know, it's not like the audio is on a separate track and you just separate the music and the speech. If it's all part of the same thing, then it's awkward, and they have to have replaced songs. I think a couple of things they've replaced, but it'd be interesting to see if they do any more of these, whether, you know, we finally get the proper uncut versions. And there's different versions like on iTunes and US releases, but we get the proper ones with all the, you know, stuff reinstated, you know, and they can easily, it's the back of the box, just put on here, you know, Condiments originally broadcast from 85 to 89 and reflects language and attitudes at the time. So, you know, say that's what it was like then. Obviously that's not what it's like now, but we give it as it was, so just give you that warning. And you got some bonus features as well. So you got some images from the series episodes. It's 3 discs, comes to 445 minutes. Yeah, I think they've done this in cardboard because of the obviously not wanting to use plastic, which is fine, but unless you can get a protective sleeve for it. I think I've got a protective sleeve I can use for this. You know, it's chance of getting damaged on the shelf. So yeah, and you've got a bit more about each episode on here, including about a Raw Flush. So you got that there. It would be a good time to offer both versions with the Blu-ray release to both illustrate the reason behind the writer's cut and the original, so viewers can make up their own minds. So a lot of people probably didn't know there was a long version, or I think a lot of hardcore people have been watching for years would know, but probably some people aren't aware and bought the DVDs, and unless you had the magazine collection one, which I don't know if it was going for any particular sum of money, but that thing outside of VHS, that was the only other place was available. And they've added the laugh track because they didn't get, I'd say it was basically finished off sale on Christmas Day, so they didn't have a chance to screen anything to get an audience reaction. So it's not really like a laugh track, they wanted an audience reaction to it. So they did that on there as well. But that's obviously on the, I don't know actually. Oh, the laugh track was on the, okay, so they've kept the original one as it is, but the laugh track was obviously at the time added onto the shorter cut, so it was already on there anyway, so that's fine. They haven't started messing with it. And you've got Frog Sexy, which I don't know, I don't think I like this episode as much, but I suppose when I watch it again I might enjoy it more. I don't know, just something this episode I didn't enjoy, although it's probably not the worst episode of the series. And then we've got Dates, where you miss Raquel. And then you've got Jolly Boys Outing, where she does make a reappearance. But yeah, I've seen this episode loads of times, and while I was working on my laptop in here, I have on my computer the best of DVDs, and I was watching some of the episodes again on there. So seen these again recently, but still a show that I could just keep watching. I don't get bored of it, and I think the thing is, it's so funny, and I know a lot of the lines, and you can't preempt the jokes, but I find that even makes it even better. Like, you know what they're gonna say, and it's still funny, because there's a lot of things you can watch now which you probably found funny at one time, and then you just don't enjoy as much. So yeah, and it's probably my favourite period of the series, sort of mid-80s, late 80s to early 90s. Not a big fan of the last 3 episodes they did, the They Can See Us Now, Strange from the Shore, and what the one was called, but partly because of obviously Bus Merrifield had died. There's that, I can't think of the actor's name for some reason. The one who plays Mike, what's his name? Can't think of his name for the moment. Anyway, he was in 8.5 Hot Mum. Kevin McDonald, that's it. So he obviously died. But you've got, I can't remember actually, Jim Broadbent's in this episode. I can't remember which one he's in. Because I think he's in like at least 2 episodes. He's in the school reunion one, and it's the one where sort of Del arrests Del about the microwave, but perhaps I know there's an episode with talking about the diamonds and stuff. Sit, that's what he's in, is it? Hollenbach. Yeah, I remember now. Forgot he was in that one. Yeah, he's there. Obviously trying to catch these diamond smugglers. Yeah, you got the promotion, some advert for something, and you got some art cards as well, so I'm not going to get all those out, but I think there's one per episode. And then sort of split weird, so you've got Hollenbach on one disc, which is, just want to see, is 90 minutes. Then you've got Raw Flush on another disc, but you've got the 15-minute cut and the 76-minute cut. That's like, what's that, 134, so over 2 hours worth. And you've got Jolly Boys Outing, Frog Sexy, and Dates on another one. Jolly Boys Outing's 80 minutes. Dates is 79, and Frog Sexy 60. So kind of weird how they've split that like that. And you've got some unseen mute footage from the Jolly Boys Outing. Yeah, it's weird how they've put those 2 on separate discs, but those 3, and that probably like 3.5 hours, 3 hours anyway. So almost think that could have been 4 discs, but then you think why they put 2 episodes together. Almost think like 1 episode per disc. But yeah, well, I do prefer when they got more episodes on a disc, because you can watch it and then save them to the disc out and just watch the next episode. But yeah, you've got some artwork underneath there, which I'm not going to get the discs out, but yeah. I'll put together back later. Yeah, just that little crease there. It's nothing too bad, and probably if I got a replacement, probably wouldn't be any better anyway. And I don't really want to keep getting replacements from Amazon because they do get a bit funny after a while. You know, I'm a Prime customer. I've been a customer with them for 17 years. You know, they can get a bit funny, and I had a warning once because they had loads of damaged stuff, and I did send them a few things back. So I do try just sort of keep it a couple of months if I have to. Don't tend to send stuff back for the sake of it if something's damaged. This is one of the two I ordered a bit later. This is Champion. Code Looks film. This I had this on a public domain crappy DVD. So yeah, wanted to get a better release of this. This is number 258. And it's got audio commentary. Still got not a huge amount of special features, but it's got a book as well. And the release I got was basically just a rubbish thing anyway, so it's fine. But, yeah, I do like Kirk Douglas, so I'm interested. Film I never watched the DVD. I think because it wasn't great, and or if I did watch it, it was ages ago. You know, and kind of you want to watch things in the best quality you can. So yeah, I don't seem to get a lot of Master Cinema releases. In fact, we got two in a week. They tend to just sort of pull out of the normal Eureka, like the Hong Kong films out. They used to put more of the classic films out, like Cocoon and stuff like that. But they don't seem to do that too much now, and they've got to see the montage label. But yeah, so I find it weird. You've got Jason A there, and then you've got Jean, however it's pronounced, Love Jean Ney, and this is a GW Pass film, so the silent film. I think it's silent. 1927, I presume it's a silent film. And so this is number 259. So yeah. Although I say it's silent, I don't know. It's got subtitles. I mean, not saying obviously all films are silent, but perhaps not. To what we do need though, and I don't know if it's been released anywhere else in the world, but we need Pandora's Box on Blu-ray. Hopefully, Master Cinema or BFI put that one out. But we've got an alternate version as well. I think it looks like just possibly different music. I don't know, that's probably not the original, might not be the original score, it might have just been redone, but using the score from it. And you got video essay as well in the booklet. So yeah, I don't know how many more GW Paps films, apart from obviously Pandora's Box, that we haven't had yet. See, Master Cinema put them all out, so probably some others I'm not familiar with. This was one I've not heard of, so. Next up, this is Blu-ray, and this one, obviously one of these Criterion style cases, kind of other cases that BFI use now. And this is Saint Etienne, I've been trying to tell you. Do you like Saint Etienne? And this is, I'm trying to think what this is about now. Yeah, it's a film set to the music of Saint Etienne. I don't know if it's a particular album or just general songs or just music. You see there. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm overly familiar with this particular, what this is about, but this is looks like very recent 2021. It's only 47 minutes long, so it's not a long base length of an album. And then you've got look at music videos as well. 4 music videos, it's 4 music videos on there as well. So there's not a huge amount of special features on this, probably about 50 minutes, and it's one of these shorter BFI releases, but yeah. probably might watch it sooner rather than later because it's not particularly long. I like how they've done it like a road sign and stuff like that. These obviously aren't numbered. And the last thing, and now this is weird because, so we've had Rick and Morty, I think, was it season 1, 2, possibly, I think 3. I think they were all HMV exclusives and they had like a Top Trumps card with it. I haven't got around to buying season 4 yet, but we've had season 5 as a steelbook now. I don't know if the other ones have had steelbook releases elsewhere, you know, because it's weird, you know, you get season 5 with a steelbook and not the other ones, but it will say I can't remember if I finished season 1, possibly I might have started season 2. But they, you know, they don't have live episodes in these, like 10 episodes. They're not overly long. But so 22 minutes per episode. So obviously that running time is the episodes only. But yeah. So it's weird. I don't know whether they've just done randomly Steelbook for season 5. Kind of do hope they do the other series as Steelbooks. I mean, obviously I want to get season 4, but probably still keep the HMV releases because they've got that Trumps card with it. Yeah, that's all I probably would keep for. But yeah, it's always weird when they say they do TV shows and steelbooks because we don't tend to get many TV shows on Blu-ray as it is, let alone steelbooks. So yeah, it's obviously some people not being fan of this particular artwork. I'm not sure what if this relates to a particular episode because I haven't watched this series yet, but I'm assuming it ties into something. But yeah, it's not probably a while for watch that. I've got to catch up on the other ones. I need to get season 4 as well, so I can't start watching this before watched the other ones and got season 4. But yeah, so just those 4. Obviously, end up being a long video because I started talking about it there and you thought North Step for about 10 minutes longer than I was going to. But yeah, that's all the Amazon releases so far as I believe this week. Back to normal next week when I'll have these videos back on a Monday. Coming up to Christmas, probably won't be too much out. There might be a week or two and then probably nothing out. But yeah, finding this thing something out next week, which I think they should be, and it comes on during the day on the Monday rather than say after 5 or 6 o'clock, making awkward to these videos, then it should be in the Amazon Picks video next week. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.